it's it's a little complicated. It's a little complicated. My brain be hurting a little bit trying to figure out what the fuck be going on half the time. I'll be using AI to help me understand what the fuck's happening. Um, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to the Dual Hemisphere Hangout. My name's Luke, and join with me each and every week. I do have myself a lovely co-host named Jake. Jake, my man, say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? I hope your Christmas periods and New Year's periods were amazing. All the family ties and family events and falling out over board games, I imagine, was all everything that you wish for. And if Santa Claus came for you, I hope you got at least one thing on your list of presents that you want. You can't always get the thing that you want, but sometimes Santa Claus can't read minds, so you have to send him a letter. And sometimes the postal service does you in.
It sure does. It sure does indeed, man. Well, figured, since it is the new year, I figured it would be a great time to just let people know a little bit about who you're listening to. If you're a new viewer or you're a returning viewer, if you joined in like episode 45, I think it'd be a great thing to just kind of give a little backstory about what this podcast really is. So, like I said before, my name's Luke. I am an old man of the ripe age of 32, and this podcast is just really just all about just two friends who are literally on the opposite sides of the globe. Keyword dual hemisphere. I'm in the northern hemisphere and Jake is in the southern hemisphere. And we come together each and every week just to talk. Really. Like there's never really a plan. Maybe there's a topic we want to discuss, but 9 times out of 10, it is just two friends who met through the internet, shooting the shit and having a good time. Yep. And I would be amiss to not give a little bit of a backstory of how we even came to know each other. But, back in the olden days, the old Twitch days of, 2021, maybe 2020, was it 2020, 21?
I think it was 2020, 6 years ago.
2020, yeah.
Well, not exactly 6 years ago, but
closing in on 6 years.
Almost
6 years. Almost 6 years. In the dark ages of 2020, as Jake liked to say, when everyone was in their streamer era, I was playing a lovely game on Twitch, one of me and Jake's favorite games, Pokemon Heart Gold, and I was doing a Nuzlocke at the time of it, and my first ever raid happened because of this guy right here. He brought him and I think 6 other viewers with him. It was the most people I had in my chat at the time, and the rest is honestly kind of history from there. And then we did so much together and made did a draft league, did so many streams. I mean, even like the memories list. There's so much to list, man. It's honestly kind of crazy. It's a cool story. I really think it's a really dope story.
It is a very chance driven thing. It just so happened that me and Luke were at the bottom, the dead bottom of the of the category. And I don't even think we were streaming in Heart Gold. We were probably streaming in Sword and Shield as a category on Twitch.
For sure. For sure.
Because there's an unwritten rule with when you stream Pokemon that you just stream it it doesn't matter what generation you play. I think it's actually written, not in the terms of service, but it's allowed by Twitch that you are allowed to play older gens of a said title in the newest category without being flagged, because you can get flagged for like streaming the wrong category at different times. So if you were doing just chatting, I think you could get away with it, but the other way around, if you're in just chatting and you're playing games or like live streaming, like outside doing IRL stuff, your stream will get flagged by admin, and then they'll just change it over. You won't get shut down. You won't get, but they don't want no false advertising because people rely on the categories to actually find what they want. So I filtered from low to high as us small content creators We have to look out for ourselves, man. We have to help each other. And good old Luke was sat there, and he was the only one playing Heart Gold. Everyone else was either laddering or, well, Heart Gold isn't really like nuzlockable. Well, it is, but it's super long, and people don't really want to play 2 generations in one. A lot of people nuzlock like Platinum, Renegade Platinum, Drayano hacks, Omega Fire Red. I suppose Storm Silver and what is it, Sacred Gold?
Sacred Gold, yeah.
Yeah, they are cool, but a lot of people hate Gen 2 as well. But Luke was there. He was playing my favorite game, and I wanted to watch him after my stream. So we sent over the raid, and then I spent the next 10 hours watching Luke, because everyone was spent their whole day streaming because there was nothing else to do.
Yeah. No, not at all. Nothing.
And then, yeah, from there, that's the whole... It was the whole raiding thing, really, because then I met Seb, because Seb raided me, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. And then he asked me to do like a streamed series, Nuzlocke series, Soul Link, which was really cool. Really hard to set up though, especially when you're in like a completely different place. And I remember having some reservations about it at the start, because like I was streaming just by myself, and then actually opening up and allowing someone that you've never known before to make content with you was it was a bit daunting, really. Like it triggered my social anxiety a bit. I was like, oh god. And maybe I'm not in the right scene. That's probably why we shifted away from live streaming towards it. But I gave it a go for like 4 or 5, 3 years. Yeah. Like 2 years properly, and then the 3rd year was a bit meh. And then from there, like Luke said, we made a draft league, and the draft league went for 2 years, I believe. 5 seasons, 2 years, which was a lot. It was a lot. But he scratched that itch that I think I'd had since 2012 or 2013, watching people playing Draft League themselves. I was like, I wish I could do that, but I didn't realize that forums existed, and like you could actually join just random Draft Leagues. Now it's super easy.
Very easy now.
So I can go out and find a Draft League within like 20 seconds and not have to worry about any of it.
Nope.
Oh yeah, and then from there, the draft league died down a little bit, and then there was a hiatus period. I carried on making some sort of form of content, but it was always in the background. And then Luke, one fateful day in 2024, I believe, messaged me and goes, "I want to start a podcast. Will you be my co-host? Will you marry me?" And I was like, "Hell no."
You said hell no, and then I
was like, "Yeah, for sure." No. I mean, we're how many episodes in now? Do you know off the top of your head? 60?
60-ish, 63, maybe. This is the 63rd episode.
I can tell you now, my podcasting skills and talking skills were horrendous. Horrendous. Luckily now, if you're watching this Hello World 2.0, our podcasting skills have got way better. I still say a lot. I want to work on that. Yeah. I don't want to say like I need to coherently make my sentences come out of my mouth instead of but I think we're getting there, man. We're getting there.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's nice to revisit, especially we're doing this because the one sole podcast channel that you may have come to love, all 140 subscribers of you at the time of recording, we are making a small transition on the channel and making it. You'll have seen some revamps. Like recently, I've seen the new logo, which was designed by yours truly, and the channel handle has changed to DHH Network. That is because we don't want to just do audio anymore. We want to do a bit of video. Well, we do record video for the podcast, but it's solely audio. It's a very simple recording setup. It's just me and Luke.
There's very little editing going on, minus occasional cuts here and there on the video side of it. So it's definitely something that we've been talking about for the longest time. I think there was one thing I always wanted to. We talked about it like really early on. We kind of expanded on the idea a little bit last year, where I started branching out a little bit, like with different podcast topics and stuff like that. I did me and Nick did a very lovely short run of a wrestling podcast, which to this day, while it did not gather that many viewers on the video format, audio format, absolutely loved it. It just happened to be a time in my life where I was not able to sit down and watch it, and Nick was getting back into the work field. God, you gotta love jobs. you know, gotta love jobs, and so being beholden to a weekend when you actually have to work on weekends is very tough. Expand that out with doing a kind of sit down interview with one of my close friends that also made through content with Scoob, and it just kind of just fed into the idea that while the podcast, the Dual Hemisphere Hangout itself is always going to be here, there's definitely that content creation itch of not just wanting it just to be a podcast and expanding it out into being different things, whether that be maybe different podcasts that don't even feature me or Jake, videos where we're doing a fun video idea, whether that be potentially like a challenge of some sort, of just casual gaming. Definitely something that we really wanted to expand on in 2026 specifically, where we're really going to be we're going to be focused in. This is going to be the year, for me specifically, where I'm locked in. I think this is one of the biggest things that I kind of came to have been off for the past week, and I have been messing around with our shorts. I've been diving into our shorts folder. I've been learning how to re-edit on the
There's definitely a lot.
There's so many re-editing, learning how to re-edit on the shorts, because I used to do it all. Because I was talking to a friend about it the other day, and because I was reconnecting with a friend, and we are talking about like making TikToks back in the day, and the sheer amount. Now, I'm not saying a TikTok editing is anything comparable to your average YouTube video. It's definitely not. But the fact that I would film 7 TikToks a day, edit them, and post them within a span of like a day, in between 1 to 2 days, I'm like, where did that mindset go, right? And it's because you get that dopamine hit of, you get the one view, you get the one TikTok or the one video that does really, really well, and you see those views go up and the dopamine hits, and it makes that motivation hit, right? So it's kind of like, I was like, I need to recapture that feeling of like getting that dopamine hit without it having to be focused on the views, but just wanting to make content, right? And that's where that kind of mindset came. So it's very, very exciting, and I'm very looking forward to 2026. I'm honestly like, I'm kind of giddy about it. I'm very excited. I've got a good feeling about this year.
I hope I'm similar. Like, I don't want to I don't want to burn out as quick as I did last time round. It's I set off coming out the clappers, like there was videos, I think 2 videos a week for the first 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that it was not a struggle, but it slowed down significantly. I had a change of pace. I had a change of strategy, trying to make a, what do you call it? Like a more bigger cinematic video than what I would have done usually. And that kind of worked. And it did scratch the itch, but then afterwards I was like, you know what? I don't want to, I need a break. So we've done the podcast, because the podcast is nice and easy. This is very relaxed. But until then, like, nothing has come out content-wise. But like Luke says, in 2026, I do want to sit down and play some games. I need a schedule. I need to force myself to do it. If not, I'll just sit there and wallow and not do anything. So I'm looking forward to getting some content done. But I can't say I've not done nothing in the background. There has been constant improvement and constant, what do you call it? Like, it's just background work to get to a point where me and Luke can make content fairly seamlessly. There's been a lot of setup. There's been a lot of setting changes, learning how to record certain things. My computer has decided to kill itself twice. It's It's gone through numerous upgrades. The audio's
Yeah.
gone up through numerous upgrades as well. I've learned a lot
Hmm.
about like having to pad out rooms. I mean, this room is that I sit in is atrocious. It's atrocious for sound quality. I need
Yeah.
to put up some curtains or something, but I can't. I'm not allowed to mount anything to the wall, so I need a bit of sound dampening somewhere. Um, I'm looking forward to 2026. I haven't set any resolutions really. I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of setting New Year's. I have got some goals.
Me neither.
I went through my 2025 goals and I hit about 4 out of 12.
Okay, that's a
But
quarter.
that's
That's
fine.
more than most people.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I'm happy with
Yeah.
that. 2026. I don't think I haven't set any really, other than
Yeah.
I just want to be more consistent. I want to make a schedule. I want to eat healthy. It's just the usual health and wealth.
Yeah.
Health and wealth.
Yes.
More money,
Two rhyming
less
schemes.
tummy.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. That's crazy. But no, I mean, it's a good thing though, for sure. It's being, yeah, you just gotta hold yourself accountable. I think that's just the biggest thing, is holding yourself accountable. And yeah, the schedule is a very big thing. It was very not trying to look back in the past, but when we started this podcast, I mean, I know it's like a little history lesson, but peek behind the scenes. I mean, Jake had been in Australia for 4 months at the time. You got there in like what, April of that year, of 2024. When did you get?
May, I think May.
May.
I
That
think it was May.
Jake was just settling in. I had just moved. It was the poetry of it is so funny to me, because literally me and Jake both moved. As shit you guys not. Both moved in May of 2024. Now his move was drastically different than mine. He moved continents. I moved states and in the country, but we both moved in May that year. And behind the scenes, we started this podcast where we're adjusting to work, learning basically how to live a different life than we had been living in the majority of our life, living in different states, having a kind of not a different job, but having the same job but turned up a little bit more different. And so scheduling and trying to figure things out and was really tough, because at the end of the day, unless this is your job, making content is your job. Your real job and your real life takes priority over your fun stuff, your hobbies and stuff like that. And so yeah, going in from damn near almost a year and a half forward, finally feeling settled in. I'm back in Virginia. I moved back to where I ended up leaving, but I'm back in a career in a field that I'm very comfortable in, a career and field that I'm confident in, a career and field that, not to toot my own horn and say I can do it in my sleep, but more like in this sense, I very confident in my abilities, and it's not nearly as challenging, and the time commitment is so much less than what it was, now that I will have that freedom to not only work on more stuff, but really just expand out on what we really want this network to really be in the future. So yeah, it's very exciting, very happy. I honestly, it's weird to say, but it's like Jake literally is like was some of my brightest spots in the last couple of years. Sitting down and talking with Jake every week it's been a very awesome thing. I mean, I would say me and Jake have grown very close doing this.
Oh, for
Which
sure.
is
It gives
yeah.
us, everyone needs that thing to look forward to, and
Yeah,
this
exactly.
this gave me like as I spit on my microphone. Yeah, I spit on this podcast, but no,
Yeah.
it gives it like every Saturday morning. One good thing is it gets me out of bed, and it starts my
Yes.
day off with something productive. I feel like I've made something. Like doing that, sending the footage to Luke, making the thumbnail, like rendering out the audio and the video. It gives me a sense of like accomplishment that I have actually done something this morning, and then it sets my day off quite nice. Instead of doing what the usual thing is on a Saturday, like I'll just sit in bed for a little bit and maybe scroll my phone and do a bit of online shopping or I mean, watching TV shows is fine, but yeah,
Mhm.
laying in bed, but it gets me out of bed. And I do look forward to it. We have great conversations. It's nice to see the channel growing again. We had a little
Yeah.
stagnation period of like 4 or 5 years, and now we're getting like 30. So we're
Yeah.
really appreciative of the people that
Yeah.
listen.
Yes.
But that is our little like new Hello World 2.0. I guess like
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a rebrand. But now we can
Yeah.
resume
For sure.
to regular
The
programming.
favorite part.
How's your week?
Oh my gosh, 20 minutes in and we're in the how's your week phase. But no, God, man, what? Well, we haven't sat down and talked in 2 weeks
Yeah.
since recording. I did something crazy again. No, trucking Tuesdays became trucking fucking Thursdays or Wednesdays. Yeah, no, it was a great time. The holiday break was really awesome. So I've been off since the 23rd, the 24th of December. So I was off for about 9 days. It's been really, really nice. Drove up to New York to go visit the family. As I was telling Jake, I drove through the night. I I can't help but like I don't like to sleep when I have a mission in my mind. I'm just going through. It's just driving. So yeah, I didn't sleep. I drove through the night. Made a really good time. Will say though, the one thing about New York, and it's the thing I had to learn the hard way. Sometimes it snows in the middle of the night, and people weren't expecting that. Person who wasn't expecting that was me. Thank God I got up to New York in the daylight, so I got there around like 7:30. So in order to get to where I was going, so my family lives up in Ticonderoga, which is very upstate New York. I'm talking maybe an hour and a half outside of Canada. Like average temperature is 13 degrees. You don't see grass until like March. Not even maybe April. Like there's always snow on the ground. So I'm driving up and so the last 45 minutes of the drive, you're literally going up a mountain and going down a mountain. So that route's maybe about 20 miles long. Um, 12 miles of that was just ice. And I'm not talking like a little ice. I'm talking like white streaks of just ice because they can't salt the roads because it's a natural like highway or some bullshit. So as I'm
That doesn't sound
driving,
safe to me.
it was not safe, and I do not recommend it. I had only driven on ice maybe like one time in my life before that, and and I'm like, after like driving for like 30 minutes, I'm like going down the hill at like 45 miles an hour because when you're going down a hill on ice, you don't want to brake. You have to just fucking coast
Send
it
it.
and be
Yeah.
gentle, and just fuck it and throw it up to God. And that's really what I was doing. I was joking around to myself. I was like, you know what, Luke? There's only two reasons why you haven't crashed your car yet. One, God loves you, and that's probably number one reason. Two, you're just a kick-ass driver. And I'm just like, fuck it. I got a little cocky. I won't lie. I got a little cocky towards the end. I'm like, damn, I've never driven on ice before. Dude, I can do anything. But yeah, I got up there at like 8 a.m. on Christmas Eve. Prayed a little prank on my mother. I told her I'd probably be leaving at 8 on Christmas Eve to get up there. So I call her on the phone at 8 and she's like, oh, did you just leave? I'm like, no, can you open the door? It's really cold outside. And she's like, what? And then I'm just out front of her door. So, but it was very nice. It was really nice. I haven't seen my sister and her and my nieces and nephews in about shit, um, close to close to 2 years, probably about a year and a half. The same amount of time I was in Florida. I hadn't seen them since then, so they've grown like weeds. It's crazy. I have five nieces and nephews. Well, four nieces, one nephew. My oldest niece, Deirdre, she just turned 18. Fucking
Wow.
crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll be going up to her graduation in June. My only nephew Jonas, he's turning 16 in February. My second oldest niece Brenna, she'll be 13. And then I've got two younger ones. I've got Ida, who's 9. Is she 10? I think she's 9 going on 10. And then I have Saoirse, who's 5 going on 6. So I've got a lot of family, and I hadn't seen them in so long, and they've grown like sprouts. Cool thing though, my nephew is very much into Pokemon, like his uncle, which is very very cool. He's got a whole ass collection of cards, like sleeves up. He got the Charizard Ultimate Premium Collection like box for Christmas
Oh
this year.
yeah,
I
bro.
got
You
I got
should.
to open some I got to open some packs with them. It was a surreal kind of moment, just being like, I don't have kids myself, but like seeing my nephew be very into something that I'm still very passionate about as a grown adult is something really really cool and really really special. And he texted me. I don't think I told you this, but he texted me when he tore his ACL. He plays football, so he tore his ACL. And his mom got him the Switch 2 and ZA for an early Christmas present for him. And he's been like killing it. He's been giving me pointers on ZA. He's got like all these shiny Pokemon. Like it really warmed my heart. And I was like, damn, I need to be around my family more often. It really kind of sent that kind of feeling back home. Um, and so that was a really good time. Came back on Monday because there was going to be a blizzard rolling through Monday night. So I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I hopped in my car, drove back to Virginia, and then I really have just been chilling until I had to go back to work. I just watched, caught up on some shows. Um, almost beat Claire Expedition 33, which is it's a whole nother topic for another day. Fucking banger of a game, dude. It deserves every award it fucking won, in my opinion.
Oh, did you hear it got a lot of them stripped?
Yeah, apparently they used AI at some point, or they tested it at some point in their early development cycle. And then,
Who
and
cares,
the
man?
thing is, they took it out, which is like the funniest thing. Is they're like, oh, we tried this and we realized it wasn't the right thing, but in the development we did use AI. But at the end of the day, like, who gives a fuck? But I guess it,
The thing is,
I get why
I
get
argue,
why
my counter
AI.
argument is
Mhm.
every time you Google something, the
Yeah,
little
you're using
AI
AI.
prompt is underneath. You've used AI.
Mhm.
I used it today.
Yeah.
I was Googling how to do a formula in Google Sheets, and
Yep.
Gemini told me what it was. I used AI today.
Yeah.
Does that count? Because like, if the devs go
No.
like, "Oh, I don't know how to fix something," like, let me Google it.
I think the argument that most people are having an issue with is generative AI when it comes to like, so like if I were to be like, hey, chat GPT, I need it, draw me an image of this thing doing this thing doing this thing. Somewhere along the line, and this is the argument, it's true. Somewhere along the line, they're taking an image that they find on the internet and using parts of that image to construct whatever you're using. So it's like
Okay, yeah.
if Jake drew this picture of a lion and I drew this picture of a tiger and something like that, it could be like, all right, well, John said generate. I want an epic mythical beast. So maybe they take the eyes off the lion that you drew and they take the claws off the tiger that I drew, and now they put it together, and it's its own unique. It's its own thing, but it used different parts of it. I get that argument, and I think that you should not be making a profit off others people's work, which is the whole argument with AI. And plus, there's a whole other like dark side of AI, which we're not going to get into.
Nope.
But very, very, very prevalent nowadays, right now, which is crazy to even talk about. But yeah, so I get the argument behind it, but I think in Claire's case, they stripped it, but they came out and said it was used in early development to help with ideas and stuff like that, but they ended up taking it out. Don't really give a fuck because the game's fucking banger, and people are just haters because just like with Baldur's Gate, man, once a game is that good, it's gonna get hate regardless,
Yep.
and half the people didn't play the game. So, I teach their own,
That's true.
but I think it's great. I think it's great. I think the
Are we gonna
combat's
get
great. The
a
story's
Luke's
amazing.
essay series?
I
Are
don't
you
know
gonna
if
write
you're
an
gonna
essay on
get.
it?
It's a little complicated. It's a little complicated. My brain be hurting a little bit trying to figure out what the fuck be going on half the time. I'll be using AI to help me understand what the fuck's happening. But no, it's really really good, and maybe one day I'll sit down and maybe do. We got the networks, and maybe we'll have a Luke reviews little series or something like that, where I'll talk about some of the games I've been playing. But it's a really good game. I recommend it. I haven't beaten it quite yet. I'm on the last act. The last act is literally just one boss fight in an area, but it really opened up the world. So I'm exploring the world, leveling up, finding little secret like gems and Easter eggs and shit, which is really cool. Taking on some tough bosses. It's probably the hardest game I've ever played. I'll say that. Like, it definitely. I'm not very much into Souls like, and this game does have countering and dodging as one of the key focal points. And it's not one of those ones when you're a traditional RPG, you get hit by it no matter what. You don't want to get hit. If you get hit by a boss move, you're gonna die within like 2 hits. So
Yeah.
you really have to like really learn it. So there's a lot of times where I'm like, I have to die 4 or 5 times for me to learn different bosses, like moves and stuff like that, so I can counter it. Sometimes a fight will take me like an hour to really beat. And usually I'll just throw my hands up and say fuck it, but this game's so good that I'm like, nope, I'm a tough up and get, as the kids say, get good.
Get good. G-I-T.
Get good.
G-U-D. Get good.
But Jake, how about your week? I don't want a whole ramble there, but
oh no, go for it. It's fine. This is what it's here for. My week's a bit more subdued. It was very different this year. Didn't see any family other than through the FaceTime, and thankfully, I mean, let's just take a moment, because my mum brought this up. She was like, if you'd have gone and moved away like 20 years ago, we couldn't afford to make a phone call to you because it would have cost a fortune. We'd have literally been talking in letters. And scroll forward to, when did FaceTime come out? Like 2008?
Yeah, the first or second generation of iPhone came out.
And cellular phones as well. Like,
yeah.
So now it doesn't cost you. You pay your data, so you pay for data. So I now can sit there at the other side of the world and speak to my granddad, and he could see me right there in real time, like with a little bit of lag. Like what me and Luke sitting at like 150 ping right now, and it's 150 milliseconds to send my data to Luke across the world. It's insane. So that did help the subduedness of waking up and like no one's there. It's just me and Rich. So we did the usual phone calls home at Christmas, and that was nice. We did have Christmas dinner, and it made the house an oven. Because, funny enough, did you know the hottest place on Earth on Christmas Day was Perth?
Oh my God.
It was the hottest place on Earth. And then we decided to cook a Christmas dinner. So the oven was on for like 2.5 hours. The house was boiling. But it was nice because I've never actually spent the full Christmas Day with Rach before, so it was the first time ever.
Yeah, that's nice.
So we sat and chilled. New Year's, I feel like it's always a bit anticlimactic. Like you get, I'm not a big fan of New Year's. I like the fact that you just get to go out and have like meet friends and have a drink and have a bite to eat.
For sure.
It was because it turns midnight, and again we were just sat in the living room watching TV. It turned midnight. That was it. And then I got a couple of texts from my mum because obviously I'm in the future. So I hit 2026 a whole 24 hours before Luke did.
Yep. Yes, you sure did. It was very funny. I'm like, he's like, Happy New Year, and I'm like, bitch, you got 12 more hours. Shut the fuck
up. What? And then at 8 a.m. I got up at 7 to especially FaceTime back home because they were just going over midnight, and it was nice to see everyone there. And then after that, really, Friday. Let's talk about today for you, yesterday for me.
I'm like, oof, Friday.
My brain got hit into mush. So our very mundane. Get ready for if you're young, you're not going to understand this unless your parents force you to take the bins out. Tuesday is bin day for me and Rachel in Australia.
Okay.
So I wake up Friday. I've just had a day off. So it feels like a Monday. So I'm there, I'm chilling. I wake up Tuesday morning and I sit down at my PC and I'm clicking and clacking away in my Google Sheets, messaging Luke. And then, you know, like you just get that sort of feeling like I need to be somewhere. It's like, I need to be at work. I was saying, I honestly thought, I thought it was a day off. I was like, yeah, cool. Yep. Like, and then I was like, oh God. And then I was like, oh shit, it's bin day. So I need to get the bins out. So I was scrambling, getting myself together, brushing my teeth, like getting ready to go to work, put the bins out. And then I look at my phone and it's like, oh, it's Friday. It's like, okay, right, I could chill out a little bit. So then I settle in, I get on the train, I go to work. And I open the door at work, like we've got fire doors, so there's no windows on them.
Yeah.
I open the door, pitch black, not one light on. And this is like I start at like 10 a.m. So this is like 10:15 because I sat on my PC, started clacking about thinking it was Saturday.
Yeah.
A little bit late. Not one person is in, and I'm like, hold up, is it actually Saturday? And I've just had like this weird paradoxical like.
Oh God!
Have I literally ran to work for nothing? And then I look at my phone. It's like, no, it's Friday. I was like, is it a public holiday? No. Like, where is everyone? Just turns out that everyone had booked it off, barring me and another colleague, and my other colleague turned up at like 10:30. But I had a wild ride yesterday of thinking it was. At first, I thought it was Tuesday. Then I thought it was. Well, first I thought it was Saturday. Then I thought it was Tuesday. So I'm all over the place, right?
You're all over the place. Fucked up.
That's which goes to Luke has probably seen that in my messages because I've been spamming him with a lot of things. But going forward, I have spent like a month making a Google sheet because only I can do it.
I'm telling y'all right now, before Jake even goes on what his Google sheet, this man has become a god when it comes to fucking sheets. This man's got a sheet for everything. It's like the most convenient thing in the entire planet. It's like very well done. Like it's really, really cool. And then Jake sends me a message today saying it's up. And I click this fucking sheet and I look at this and I'm like, Jake always outdoes himself on pretty much everything he does with his sheets. And this one by far was like the best one. I'm like,
oh, it's taken me a long time.
This is crazy. Like it's very in depth. Like for someone who does this for free, mind you, and he just does this because for the love of the game at this point. And because he likes pain.
Saving 20 minutes of actually manually typing stuff in.
Exactly.
Every time we do a fast draft, which is like once every 2 years, it's really not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's not. But this man has done it, and go ahead and take it away, Jake, and talk about your sheet. But yeah, I can understand why it took a month. It's very in depth, and it's really awesome, and it's really cool.
So yesterday morning, I was that in depth with this Google sheet when I thought it was Saturday that I had all day. It really wasn't. But no, I've spent most of my November and December making this. So me and Luke usually, I don't know if you've seen it. If you watch this podcast, probably not. But on my channel, I usually host a biannual fast draft to scratch the itch for people that have that played Draft League with us, but now I don't have the time or energy to actually host a full tournament, never mind participate in it. And I think a lot of people want me to participate in as well, because like you kind of want the person running it to be in it. I can't do it anymore, so
and you're actually really
I'm only good because I prepped and
yes,
and
but still,
I don't have time to prep anymore, so I'm not good.
3-time champion over here.
3-time champion.
Throwing it out there. 3 out of 5.
It's more than half. But yeah, it's taken me a long time, but I finally got it out. So now, if you are interested in Draft League and you're interested in the fast draft concept, there is a template in our Draft League Discord, which we could put in the description, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're interested, you can now play fast draft by yourself. I have distributed it to the world. The reason why it takes me so much time is because I wanted it to be a website. and I wanted it to be a database and a whole web app, but I don't have the time, again, nor energy to learn how to code and put it. So the second best thing I have is Google Sheets. It's free for everyone. It updates in real time. As long as you can input certain things in certain areas, it functions the exact same way as a web app. Just doesn't look as pretty. I try and make it look pretty, but there's only so much you could do with setting borders on cells.
Yes, very much.
But with that came the draft tier list submission, because I want to get the community involved again. The hardest thing about doing Draft League is making a tier list. The hardest thing about doing Fast Draft is making the tier list, because usually we play some weird, obscure format like retro. So we played Gen 7, we've played Gen 5 Pokemon in Gen 9. There's a whole... And for every single tier list, you have to go through the Pokedex, you have to siphon out which ones are actually available, then you have to compare each one to each other and put them in a whole sort of ranking order. So the idea behind that is that we will eventually have a huge library of tier lists that you can just select from a drop-down. If you're feeling like you want to play Gen 3, boom, we might have a couple of Gen 3 tier lists that you can just copy-paste straight into a Fast Draft, and you could be off and going. And the main reason why I've done it is for myself. As I alluded to in, I don't think was it the previous podcast or the one before it? I was talking about bringing back some sort of Pokemon content that you will probably end up seeing on the DHH at some point. I'm calling it the 2026 series, which is like a series of events. They're probably running one a month. Which does involve Fast Draft and drafting a lot of things. So this 2-month setup was to try and prepare me for a year of data collection. Basically, I'm running a draft league again. I've tried so hard to avoid it, and then I looked at it this morning because I'm working out the ELO calculation. You know, like as you do on like Showdown, or any competitive format, you have to work out a ranking system. And I'm looking at it going, okay, so I've got to do this now every month. I've got to get people to put their data in correctly. I've got to put it, I've got to format it. And I was like, this is just Draft League again. I've just put the nail in my own coffin.
I was looking at it. I was looking over it. I'm like, damn. I was like, Jake put a lot of. I was like, he's like, yeah, I won't have to play it. I'm like, Jake, you're gonna have to you might not be able to play because you're fucking doing everything.
I'm running the thing. But I'm super excited. And I hope everyone is too. So if you are interested in getting into Draft League, but you don't want to commit, this is a very plug and play when you want, pick your poison type thing. If it takes off, there will be more than one event a month. I've set it up to a point where we can literally just go, bang, right, here's a tier list, go on the ladder, bang. This week I'm free, I'm going to do a limitless tournament, join in. There is an option for 2 fast drafts, one being a normal one, which I will host. I don't know if I will be a part of, but I will definitely host. Usually, I hit one on my birthday. I will be putting the feelers out for that one for a birthday fast draft again. It won't be as insane as my last one. And then I'm hoping to get one around November, December time when people have a lot of time off, just before like the Christmassy period, so we can sit down for a day and play some Pokemon. And then what me and Luke will be testing shortly after this recording is the Corsair series, which I am most happy about. If this one test work, we are unlocked for anything goes in Pokemon, and I want to see that. I want to see Water Fire Charizard with Steam Eruption. I want to see Toucannon with, I don't know, fire flying Toucannon with, I don't know, Fire Punch. I'm really looking forward to it. So I suppose alluding on to what I said at the start when we were doing our little Hello World 2.0 is the amount of content that we can get out of this 2026 series is very easy and very simple. So you might see some streams from me and Luke I project that the first ladder series, what are we on the 3rd right now? So it's going to be the last 2 weeks in January. You might see some streams when we hit ladder, because it's going to be about 15 games on ladder. It'll be a nice, easy 2 evenings work of just streaming some games, and that'll be nice. It's nice, easy content. People can get involved. It's going to be an open sign up, so there's no like, oh, you need to have a logo or you need to have like all of the other draft league requisites of committing yourself for. Oh, at one point it was over half a year.
The CCDC was that one was intense. That one was a very much a intense one. But no, I mean, it's very exciting. I mean, Jake's put a lot of work and effort into this, and kind of going back into like the origins of the friendship. It's very revolved around Pokemon, very revolved around Draft League. So it's very nice to, over the last couple of years, been dipping our toes in, very like being like, I'm not sure, I don't know, like this is still fun, but like it's a lot of work, to being like, okay, I think we're at a point where we're comfortable, we're ready, we're capable, we have plans in place, we're not feeling super rushed, that we can bring a form of content that we really enjoy doing and really enjoy participating in, and and specifically being someone that can sit down and watch it as well. I think it's some of my favorite memories of Draft League are, I'm done playing my match and I'm like, all right, who else is playing? And hopping onto someone's stream here, and then checking out someone hops in our Discord and is streaming the match through Discord, and being able to watch all the matches and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. And so Jake putting all this effort into this series that, to be frank, he's talked about it for so much, but I don't think I nearly expected it to be coming out this quickly. Is very, very exciting, and I'm very much looking forward to being a part of it. And you guys get to be a part of it too. You either can participate yourself. If you're, not sure, you can pop into one of the streams or watch watch a video series that comes out of us taking it on, and learning that way. And if you don't like it, that's okay too. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's definitely, we're gonna have something for everyone. Anyone who joins in, again, we're all about friendship and being able to have a community. And so it's very awesome that me and Jake have our own interests aside from just Pokemon and stuff like that. So we're very, very excited. Share your interest. Tell us what you guys like. If you guys are excited, we'll definitely host more Pokemon stuff. If you guys are like, I don't know about this Pokemon, we're going to probably be like, I don't know about this one. We like Pokemon a little too much over here. But that's fine. It's all that's okay. But we're very excited for this as well. And 2026 is going to be a great year. There's going to be a lot of content. So definitely keep yourself glued to the social medias if you haven't already. We're on YouTube. Obviously, you'll find us at the DHH Network on YouTube. Podcasts. Our podcast is hosted on pretty much every single streaming service that hosts podcasts, except for Heart Radio. Those guys are assholes, and they, for some reason, are being very difficult to deal with. Love you, iHeart. Don't kill me. But host our podcast. But podcast is available everywhere. We do have an Instagram as well. I will, at some point, figure out a TikTok strategy for this, whether that be transforming my old page into it or making a new one. So if you like TikTok, we'll probably have our content going out there at some point.
And with that comes YouTube Shorts as well.
Shorts will be
any platform you want,
Reels,
barring probably
Shorts, Reels, TikToks. You're not going to get anything on X.
I was going to say barring X.
X. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all use X, I apologize.
Hey, look, I do. I just don't like posting on it. I like scrolling on it. I don't like posting on it.
Exactly. Yeah, we're scrollers. We ain't posting on X. So if you really want us, you gotta follow us somewhere else. We won't have an X account, but it's gonna be a good year, guys. We're very excited, and we're very, again, thankful for everyone who's listened in the past. For our past listeners or future listeners, it's gonna be a great year, guys. So buckle in, and we will see you guys on the next episode of the Dual Hemisphere Hangout. You guys have a good one. Bye bye.